From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, June 8th, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.85 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,255 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $583. Antiwar.com reports, speaking Tuesday on the ongoing Syrian civil war, President Bashar al-Assad insisted that with the most recent round of peace talks ending unsuccessfully, the only option that is open for the Syrian government is to win the war militarily. Assad blamed much of the fighting, particularly in the north, on Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, whom he declared a fascist in the speech before parliament, a declaration that sparked thunderous applause. Assad vowed that Aleppo would be the graveyard where the hopes and dreams of the butcher Erdogan will be buried. Though Syria and Turkey were allies before the civil war, the Erdogan government almost immediately backed the rebellion, with Turkish officials believing a win by the Arab-dominated rebels would lead to a crackdown on Syrian Kurdish separatists. The U.S. State Department dismissed the speech as meaningless and demanded that Assad immediately step down and allow a political transition, presumably to install the U.S.-backed rebel factions as the new government. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Department of Homeland Security is planning more covert security checks of the Transportation Security Administration at airports throughout the nation this summer, according to the department's top inspector. DHS Inspector General John Roth told members of the Senate's Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee that his office is developing testing methods and that the checks will take place during the peak travel season. The round of tests will come 1 year after a report revealed that screeners missed detecting fake bombs and weapons 95% of the time. The test also follows scrutiny from the media in recent weeks over long lines at security checkpoints at major airports that have caused hundreds of people to miss their flights. Roth said, as a result of our audit reports, TSA is now, for the first time in memory, critically assessing its deficiencies in an honest and objective light. TSA Administrator Peter Neffinger, who took over the agency last summer, told legislators that passenger safety remains the agency's #1 priority in the wake of persistently evolving threats from terrorist groups around the world. Beefed up security includes more canine teams and additional airports with full-body scanners. Senator Tom Carper of Delaware, the ranking member of the committee, noted the difficulty the agency faces in trying to be both careful and efficient. Neffinger said he is on the lookout for any problems, adding that the TSA screens more than 2 million passengers every day. If you're fed up with the government running every aspect of your life, but you're not listening to the Lava Flow podcast yet, what's wrong with you? Go right now to thelavaflow.com/listen. The Lava Flow podcast, channeling the flow of information to the libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, voluntarist, and agorist community. Subscribe today using any podcatcher at thelavaflow.com/listen, or just go back to sucking up to the government. The Lava Flow podcast, striking the root every episode. Reuters reports the District of Columbia City Council approved a $15 per hour minimum wage on Tuesday, a rate adopted by a growing number of U.S. cities and states seeking to battle income inequality. The City Council voted unanimously to pass the measure, boosting the minimum hourly wage to $15 by 2020, with subsequent hikes tied to inflation. A final vote will come later this month, and Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser has backed the bill. Once approved, the U.S. Capitol will join the states of California and New York in making $15 the hourly minimum. At least 8 cities, including Seattle, have also approved the $15 minimum wage. The $15 minimum wage is estimated to raise wages for 114,000 workers, or about 14% of the District of Columbia's workforce, according to an analysis for the council by the nonprofit Economic Policy Institute. The higher pay proposal was supported by unions, but was opposed by the district's Chamber of Commerce. Restaurant owners and the local restaurant association said that higher costs would lead to layoffs. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.